Oh man, it's your big buck K-Rino. Y'all see the question? I want to know the answer. I want to know the answer, man. Would you let your young son or daughter who's super talented, can sing, can dance, can act, rap, whatever it is, would you allow them to enter into show business? And when I say show business, I'm not talking about um, as an independent. Like, if they're doing music, then absolutely you can put your own money behind. You can invest into them, gather up resources that you can be in control of, and ignite and initiate your child's career under your supervision, under your close supervision. Not talking about that. I'm talking about same talented child. Um, Hollywood takes interest. Your child had a YouTube channel, or TikTok, or whatever, Instagram page, and it's popping off, and Hollywood comes calling, or the record industry comes calling because they putting songs out, and the songs are getting a lot of views and all that. And now you dealing with the big boys, you dancing with the real devils, and they at some point will try to slide you to the side. You come in as manager or momager or whatever the title it is, and at some point they're trying to slide you to the side. Now, some people, some parents know the history of what happens to a lot of child actors, what happens to a lot of people that go into the music business, and even ones that you might not think that may have got violated because they're still active. You may see this go, well, he's still putting out albums, he's still doing shows, he seems to be okay, or she seems to be okay, and then you find out later on, well, yeah, they got broke into it, they got initiated too. Um, but also, you see the ones who have clearly shown that this industry have messed their head up. You see them, they're not in a proper mental state anymore. Matter of fact, they stone bone crazy in a lot of instances, and now they're just wandering around in the universe, going on shows and podcasts and doing interviews and just talking crazy. They just gone. And even after seeing this, there are a lot of parents who will look at the potential financial benefits that could come from it, might not come from it, but could come from it, and they will still thrust their child into that arena. Some will say, well, no, man, yeah, I do it, but I ain't letting my child out my sight. I'm gonna always be right there. I'm gonna make sure I'm right there. And I'm sure that many of them have tried to do that. In some way or another, the disconnect took place. As a child gets older, as a child starts, I've seen children emancipate themselves from their parents once they kind of got in that realm. Um, Also, you got greedy parents who will absolutely pimp their own children out to the industry because they're trying to get that money, they're trying to get that bread, and they will actually hate to use this word, but because it's used thrown around a lot in the industry, they will sacrifice their own children and not sacrifice them in the form of you know getting them killed or letting them be murdered, but more of a slow death. More of, hey man, son, daughter, you gotta do what you gotta do because you are the family's hope for the future. You are the foundational piece that would establish the legacy and the possible generational wealth of our family that we gonna need, man. So get on out there and do what they gotta do, what the nice man tells you to do. And there's some parents who do that, but there are others who would die and kill over their children, and that would never allow that. And some people don't know the evils of show business until they get inside. You know, you didn't know what was in the room until you got in the room and heard the door slam behind you, and now you can't get out. And for those parents, you know, it's unfortunate. For those children, it's unfortunate because you know there are some who would never let their child just get turned out like that or turned out in this business. And see, and notice that everything that I'm talking about, the questions that I'm asking about, would you let your child into show business? It doesn't even have to do with money, meaning that normally the thought would be, well, nah, man, I wouldn't let my child get into show business because, you know, these people are crooks. They gonna steal all the money. They gonna make you sign a bad deal and have ownership over your career, and then you'll be locked in, and you can't get other work if you breach the contract. I ain't talking about that, even though that's another good valid reason. I'm talking about this, the mental side. I'm talking about the physical abuse, the molestation, all the things that you hear that goes on, and all of the things that have been borne witness to by people, by young people and older people. Because here's the deal: if these executives and these Hollywood people, industry people, if they are violating grown men, forget the women. We know they violating grown women. We know that if a talented young actress comes into the audition and she could be 25 years old, she's a grown woman. We know that she stands to be propositioned and violated, or basically told, hey, look, you know what you got to do. But these cats would do the same thing to men, and they prefer, in some cases, they prefer to do it to men. So what chance does your child truly have in that situation if a grown man ain't got a chance? And in instances where grown men have actually agreed to let it happen. You gotta ask yourself these questions. Is it worth it? Is it worth what could possibly um, linger in the mind of your child once they're no longer a child? Now you're an adult. Now you're having issues, just in life and in relationships, just as an adult, because you are traumatized by what happened to you, and it could affect your relationship with your child because they may look and say, well, man, mama let it happen, daddy let it happen. And then you ask yourself, is it worth the fame? And even if you do make money, because a lot of them make money, it ain't all the time where they get beat out the money. A lot of them make money and are doing very well financially, but the money can never replace uh, what they've lost of themselves and that innocence that gets snatched from you early that you could never get back. So if your child had an interest in show business and came to you, mama, daddy, I really want to do this, I really want to be an actor, how would you handle that? What would you do? What would you tell them? Would you break the news to them and say, well, hey, son, daughter, this industry is just, I can't make you understand how wicked and evil this industry is, and I don't want you to be a part of that. Or would it be just a situation where you say, look, you know, I can educate them, and I would just have to fight like hell to be in every room that my child is in? Because we've heard the stories about how they would tell certain, hey, no parents allowed in here. That should let you know right there. Ain't no way in the world my 8-year-old, 11-year-old, 14-year-old is going to be able to be isolated from me. It's not going to be a room that my child will be in that I can't be in. Plain and simple. Or some glass that I can't look through. So y'all answer the question. Tell me how y'all think about this, man. A lot of us know how insane this industry is, and how um, insane and sick the people who run it are. Because that's really what it all boils down to. It's about the people who run it and how sick they are. So basically, the question is, would you turn your child over to a sicko? All right, man. It's your big brother K-Rino. Y'all leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and pass these videos around, man. I will catch y'all later on with another one. Peace.